Hello, welcome to a new unboxing. Today will be a new XK product. So this is the X350. This is a 3D model. So after the XN380 as AP platform, the new revision of the B3803 from Double Toy, this one is a completely new design and offering 3D capacity. So compared to the last model review, the real collective pitch 3D model, the V383, this one is using another techniques, another technology. Instead to have one unique motors and playing with the positive and negative pitch thanks to a servo motor. Here you have a basic 4 motors, but the ASC are able to reverse the sense of rotation of the blade. So you have first of all a very nice packaging. Okay, so very nice. Can take the H design. So what you will find in this box, here is the quadcopter itself. So here is the 350. It's nice, coming white edition. I'm not sure there will be a black one, but anyway. So it's the canopy is pure plastic, but nice, brilliant quality plastic. You can feel that it's not a cheap one, or you know, this is kind of plastic, semi-flexible but not so hard. So I think it will survive to some type of crash. Okay, I will enter into more details in a few instances. Okay, so what also you will find this nice radio control. So first of all, this is a very large model, so you can grab it very easily in your hands. You will need 6 AA batteries to fill it. Okay, and for example, here behind this small pads, you can find some screw to tune the springs of the sticks, so it can be a nice option. Here you have a jack input. I'm not sure it's a training port, maybe it's more a power plug. Okay, and on this side also you have a power plugs. I guess if you feed directly some rechargeable NEMH LiPo, I think it will be possible to charge directly without disinstalling the batteries. So you have a large sticks, that's good. Very large display, okay, with backlights, okay, and basic trim button there, and 4 switch. All of them are 2 ways. So on the right side, the first switch, this one, is to select the 2-speed mode, okay, call that dual rates. So by default, one is at an upper position, well, like this. It means that it's a basic rate, and as I understood, the aileron, elevator, and the yaw are fixed or limited to 80% of the capacity. As soon as you are pressing this switch, you have full rates, so go to 100%. Okay, this one is very important. This is a security switch. It's so-called all throttle switch. So as soon as you disengage or you land your quadcopter, to be sure to not push by accident the throttle trim, I strongly advise to push this switch on to be sure to cut any accident throttle action. In case of accident, this is very important. As soon you will see that you will get a crash, before to hit the ground, also press this switch. You will probably save your AC and motor. This one are for the flight characteristics. So basically this one is to turn on or off the gyroscopes, okay, for the 6-axis stabilization. So if it's on like this, in upper position, both accelerometers and gyroscope are working together. As soon as you will press it, you will partially disengage the gyroscope. It means that you are in acro mode. So this switch like this is more the horizon in the multi-way community, and like this is more in acro. So in these cases, no more auto leveling, and it's much more harder to fly with, but the pitch are just amazing to fly in 3D. Okay, the more important, and I will say, is this one. This one is to set the throttle action like a collective pitch helicopter. It means that the central position will be at nominal throttle level. It means that here, when you are here, the motor are spinning at 30%, okay? But if you are here on the bottom part or upper position, it will turn at full speed when it's below with inverted sense of rotation of motor, one is up at full speed in a normal sense of rotation. Okay, so if you are flying inverted, it's to simulate a kind of collective pitch helicopter behavior like this. So be aware, I strongly warn people who are playing with this quadcopter the first time, because by accident, you don't know, you can turn this switch, okay, and especially if the prop are installed, the prop will spin immediately at full speed but with inverted sense of rotation. That means that the quadcopter will be pushed to the ground, but the props will spin very, very fast, because usually we put the throttle stick at bottom position. So beware, it can be very dangerous, okay? So don't play by accident to this one, okay? Be aware of this. One word concerning the 3D mode. Of course, as I said, you can fly it in 3D mode like a collective pitch helicopter with this switch, but if you don't turn off this one, okay, like this, you can also, there is an easy 3D mode. It means that by default you have this mode, this easy 3D. As soon the quadcopter will have an inclination that more than 90 degrees, automatically the quadcopter, the flying controlling board, will inverse the sense of rotation. That's good, because in these cases you just play with the throttle trim, the stick, sorry, like normal, like some toys quadcopter. So I will call this mode, the default mode, Easy 3D, because you don't have to play like a collective pitch. Okay, what we can say about this radio? You have an internal radio frequency chip, CC2500. This is an excellent radio frequency chip, and it's offering a very great range. So what it comes with this quadcopter, and it comes also these bags, and you have some wrench to install props. One word also, since the motor are inverted, the sense of rotation, even if the props locks are auto tightening, but if you are flying inverted, the inertia of the motors will tends to unscrew this prop locks. So it means that you have be careful to really tight your prop locks, especially if you are flying inverted. Okay, be aware. So you can find a screwdriver, an Allen key to install the landing gears. Okay, be aware. For mine, one of them was not completely correctly done, so I use another wrench to install it. So be aware, the quality of this screw are not fantastic. Anyway, so what you will find an interesting stuff. You will find an horizontal bar to install front of the quadcopter. Okay, this horizontal. It can be used. It's used, in fact, to, for example, you can attach like this. It can be used to attach any Mobius camera. Okay, like this. So you will screw on it and you can install a Mobius cam, so you won't have the effect of the props on the video. That's great. Or if you want, you can install a small FPV kit like this. That's great. On the bottom part of the quadcopter, you will find two ports. This one is the 2-pin one. It's a 3S power port, so it's delivering up to 12 volts. Sorry. So the negative part is on the left, the positive on the right. Okay. On the other side, you will find the 3-pin ports. This is a servo one. So be aware, versus the instruction manual, the polarities are a little bit inverted. I double check on my digital multimeters. So the ground is on the left, the +5 is on the middle, and the signal wires is on the right. Okay, so this port can be used to trigger, for example, the camera, or if you want to install a mini one-axis gimbal, maybe it would be possible. I'm not sure, because the ground current is not fantastic. You have something like 4 centimeters. So maybe a one-axis gimbal, horizontal one, could be installed. I'm not sure. So what also you will find 4 prop slugs. Okay, as I say, they are the inner diameter of the shaft, motor shaft, is 5 millimeters. This one, the external one, is 7, and the maximum is the 8 millimeters. So you need such type of props with this two-side hub part, you know. So the inner diameter is 7 and outer is 8 millimeters. I think it's a kind of DG Phantom 3 compatible. So they are 8-inch here, okay, but probably you can install some 9-inch, but they need to be 3D. It means that they are completely symmetric, okay. This is not classic 8-inch props. Since you need to fly inverted, you need a symmetric effect of thrust to push and to pull, okay. That's very important. So one drawback of this model, they don't give some spare props. So as soon as you will break one, your X350 will be grounded. Okay, that's very problem, but I know that they will be solved very soon. So what also you will find with instruction manual for the transmitter is not exactly the same model and this instruction that they gave to us. Anyway, it's as good, and you will find also a color instruction manual for the quadcopter itself. So you have all the basic instruction, and for example, you know that the batteries, I will speak about the batteries, I already installed it. Well, one word, it's a little bit hard to remove it because it's a long axis, and you know you can't really play. You have to push really well the female connector, no, the male connector installed on the quadcopter, and sometimes it can be hard to remove it. Okay. Anyway, I will give some weights now about this quadcopter. I will scale the different elements. So first of all, the battery itself is a 2,200 mAh. You have a discharge rate of 50 C, so it's very, very powerful batteries ending with X360 connector. The weight is below 200 grams, 194 grams exactly. And if I can use this box as star, okay, so the quadcopter standalone with the landing gears and without the props is something like 417. So you have to add something like less than 600 without the props, and with the props 620. I need to also to add the probably the prop blocks, and it will be above 700 grams or very close to. Okay, and so yes, you are in 600, close to close to 700 grams. So it's a little bit heavier, and well, with such weights can be dangerous. Okay, be aware of this. It's not definitively not a beginner quadcopter. Okay, so you need a nominal level skill to fly with, even if you have the 6G mode, which is pretty stable and very good auto leveling. What it comes with, you have a charger using a balancer. You have a 2S or 3S balancer plug. It takes approximately more than 2 hours, and you have this power unit offering 12 volt up to 2 amperes. That's not bad at all. Okay, it's the same that the X380. Okay, I think I present everything about the element, so I will more focus on the quadcopter itself. So the plastic is brilliant, nice plastics. The landing gear seems solid, so I'm more confident that it will accept landing hard crash, and you can access to the doors like this. So the ESC inside, I disassembled it. You have the classic MPU 6050C as 6-axis stabilization, an ARM core 32 bytes for the main MCU, and the RF chip is of course a CC200-500 for the simulating the Futaba protocol. So it's compatible with this excellent protocol. You have something like 1 kilometers of range. That's great. You have one unique LEDs. Very bright, you can see it even in the daylight, okay? And below, okay, maybe I can turn on, you will see. You have some LEDs also, a little bit less visible, but there. So, okay, I will turn on, you will see. Turn on the radio, and okay, you have a green one when you are in 6G mode, okay? And as soon as I will turn in acro mode, so without the gyro, it will be red. I mean, be aware, it's a little bit more sporty to fly with. Okay, so that's good. And well, the other, you have some more or less bright, is maybe a little bit not so visible in daylight, but they are, so it's okay. At least the status LED is very visible. That's a good point. Okay, so I will just first disengage it, and I will more focus now on the radio, because it's got also some very good features. It's a programmable radio, so at least you can fix individually for 3 channels, so aileron, elevator, and rudder, some parameters. For example, if I press more than 2 seconds, I'm enter in the settings menu. So, for example, you can inverse or not one of the 6 channels. Actually, only 4 is available, but on the FC there is maybe a free channel connector. I have to investigate on this. So if you go with the wheel, you can select between reverse, dual rate, expo curve, T curve, P curve, and gyro. Okay, so dual rate, well, reverse is to turn reverse or not the channel. By default, none of them are reversed. Okay, so you don't have to touch it. The dual rate, yes, you can eventually, if you feel that the full rate is a little bit too sporty, or not the full rate, but the first rate is a little bit too sporty, you can reduce maybe the maximum deviation of your sticks. Okay, so that's the good news. You can set it for the channel 1, so aileron, elevator, and rudder individually. So that's good. So you can play, just need to press and select for each channel. You can do the same with the expo curve. By default, you have a linear curve. You can maybe play with an expo, with the value of the expo, if you want to have more action at the beginning of the throttle, or more with the positive value of the exponential curve, or more with a negative one if you want only at the end of the extremity of your sticks. You can play what you want, and like this also you can do it individually for each channel. Okay, so this T curves and P curve, I'm not sure about it. And the last one is for the gyro. So to play with this switch. So by default, we'll see. I press enter. So when in upper position, the gyro is set to 75%. If I press it, so I reduce to 25%. That means that the gyroscope represents only 25% of the sum of accelerometer plus gyroscope. So okay, in the full 6-axis, 75%. One is down, acro mode, only 25. So if you want, you can play with these 2 values as you prefer. You can exit from this menu by pressing exit like this. Okay, so now one word and a small demonstration about the AZ3D. I won't fly indoors, of course, but I will show that. Okay, I will install the props, the battery, sorry. Okay, like this. So as I said, to answer this, okay. It would be great to have a power switch with such kind of price of quadcopter. It's a basic one. At least it would be nice. So you have to install it like this. Okay, and I will turn on the radio. It will be turned green because I am in stabilize, and I will show. Okay, that as soon as I will start the motors. So, as I said, it's also a bit dangerous. You don't have any arming sequence. Be aware, because by accident, if you press the stick with the props, it can be dangerous, okay? By accident. No arming sequence, that's a drawback. So, I will let the motor spin a bit at 3%. Okay, and I will take the quadcopter. You can see that the auto leveling try to, but as soon as I will have more than 90% of the inclination, you will hear clack, mean that the sense of rotation will be inverted. Look, 90%. Clack, you hear? Okay, now motor are spinning in the other sense. Okay. Okay, now. So it's an easy 3D mode, that's good. So, okay, maybe it's not so visible. Okay, so it's working also in a 6-axis. In 6-axis, be aware, you don't have this. Okay. So I will cut now the more. So I think it's nice to fly an easy 3D mode in the 6G with such kind of programming of the system. Okay, so I think I'll end this small unboxing and very quick analysis of this X350. First things to say, that seems to be a very nice model. The quality of the design seems pretty good. The electronics seems okay. Wow, you cannot play with the any FC settings because you don't have any USB port or serial port, but it's okay. Out of the box, you can tune most of settings thanks to the radio. That's good. At least dual rate, export rate, and so on. So if you are coming from 3D helicopters, and you can turn on this switch, and it will be like a 3D helicopter. You can play with figure, pirouettes, and looping, and so on, and playing around 50% of the throttle. So that's good. Or if you are in 6G, well, you can fly 3D helicopters with thanks to this easy 3D mode. At least some drawbacks. The battery is a little bit hard to insert. The screws to attach the landing gears are not fantastic. No arming sequence can be dangerous, and also no arming specific sequence to this switch can be also very dangerous. So it's not really a beginner quadcopter, be aware. You need some nominal level skill in flying, especially in acro mode. But anyway, and also drawbacks, no spare props available in the box. So you definitively be aware the first time, and you need to stock some as soon as possible, because they are not exactly some classic H-inch props. They are 3D oriented. Okay, I hope you like this video. If you like it, please submit. And in general, if you like my channel, please subscribe. Bye bye.